Welcome back. We are us, and we are coming to you live from the scene of impending carnage. Brought to you, as always, by the First Berserker, Khazan.
Prove your worth.
Welcome to what we are now working with while dual wielding. It took me a while. It's been about maybe somewhere approaching 2 hours since I set up swap the weapons, set up the skills, and then started getting familiar with everything. Currently what we're working with, any day now, I don't know why it sent me all the way over there. Howling Blade at level 1. Into Howling Blade Punishment. Well, I'll go ahead and read them so those who aren't actually watching can, keep up with the class. For Howling Blade, we press Y during a swift attack, dodge attack, or blowback vengeance, which I've never actually used, but we'll get to that. Activate a potent blow during a swift attack to deliver a chain of attacks. And basically this can literally you can press the swift attack once, then follow it up with Howling Blade, then swift attack again, then go into Howling Blade again. Then there's Howling Blade Resolve, which just lets you keep doing more of the good stuff and increases the damage that the finisher for the Howling Blade attack does, depending on how many times you've chained swift attacks and Howling Blade. Frankly, I use Howling Blade more. I've been using it to chew away at the stamina reserves of the ghosts I've been fighting. It's pretty good. I would like to put the extra points into this to decrease the stamina consumption. I put them somewhere else for something. I don't remember what. Anyway. Next we have Phantom Sword Dance, Phantom Sword Dance, which is basically just a buff that attacks the enemy with phantoms anytime I trigger Howling Blade. And it lasts for 40 seconds at base, and it's at level 3. I have no idea what that means for its current duration. I mean, who needs tooltips, right? Anyway, next we have Gale, which is really, really good. Starting off, you hold they call heavy attacks potent blows. You charge the heavy attack, you hit the enemy, and you inflict a status effect on them. This status effect allows you to increase your damage dealt to them up to 10 stacks. How much damage do you get per stack? I could not tell you. Maybe they just hate us. Then we have Gale's Scar, which allows you to detonate the accumulated vigor to deal significant damage to enemies. It also removes all vigor effects when you hit an enemy with Gale at 10 vigor stacks. Honestly, I don't know what this is actually doing for me, because then there's Gale Smash. Hold Y when landing a strike with Gale, and you detonate the vigor inside the enemy. Each detonation of vigor grants additional stacks of vigor. This does, at least against the ghosts currently, it does so much damage. Granted, some of them tend to parry most of the hits, but if I catch them exhausted, they sort of just disintegrate. It's really good, and it's frankly something you can only actually use against an enemy if they're exhausted. Otherwise, you're just left open or it doesn't land. I've noticed where I'm trying to land Gale just in general, and all the enemy has to do is step one or two steps in either direction, left or right, and I just can't hit them, even though I'm targeting them. It's interesting, really. Then I have Ruthless, mostly in case I want to do DPS an exhausted enemy before I finish them with the... I don't remember what the thing is called, but that's fine. If you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about for the most part. This is basically just for DPS. And then I have Ruthless Stamina, which changes the finishing blow of Ruthless, which is normally a horizontal strike or a horizontal slash, into an overhead strike. This isn't particularly interesting, and it's much worse because if the enemy sidesteps, you just miss. But, if it does actually land, you recover half of the stamina consumed. Now, I don't know if that means half of the stamina consumed by the arcing attack, or the stamina consumed by Ruthless in general. Actually, we could find out. Let's try. You know what I really like about these weapons? You feel fast. Fast is good. Excuse me. Do you guys remember what I said about the arcing strike? Did any of you see whether or not that actually refunded anything? I mean, we get the spirit charges back really fast, which is great. I love that for us, frankly, because it means it's much more reliable for us to spam, frankly, any of our command skills. And it feels real good to be able to do that too, especially with the one that grants us the phantoms that deal extra damage. Just having that extra hit is so good for chewing away at the enemy's stamina. Anyway, where was I? Right, yeah. I don't know if this is any good, and it's on a button that I don't really remember most of the time. So we're going to move on to Wind Piercer, which is my love. Now, it's not... Basically, this lets you throw your axe, and when it hits the enemy, you go to it, and then you hit them again, and again, and again. Well, actually, just with Wind Piercer, it's... I think it's 1 or 2 attacks. Yeah. But then you get Wind Piercer Persistence, and it adds extra strikes to each stage, which is really good. And the axe apparently persists for a time, continuing to deal damage. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Because maybe it's because the revenants keep blocking it. But even when I use it on them when they're exhausted, I just don't notice any damage over time. So I'm clearly not understanding what's being said here, even though it seems to be very cut and dry. It persists for a time to continue dealing damage. That sounds like damage over time to me, like the definition of damage over time. And yet it doesn't do that. Or the damage is... No, even then, you should see the ticks of damage rising from them as if you were hitting them. Just like when they're standing in fire and you see the damage it's dealing to them over time. So it's not doing damage over time for some reason. Anyway, I mainly have it as a gap closer for when the enemy is exhausted, but for some reason they're all the way away from me, even though I'm only ever using melee attacks. It happens and it's weird and I hate it, so I got this in order to make up for it. Also, it does not deal a small amount of damage. Like, unprotected, this hurts, and it's really nice. It's nowhere near as good as Vigor is with the 10 stacks, but it is pretty good, especially if you don't have Vigor or it's not fully stacked. Oh, I love it. And then we have Nimble Blitz, which if we press X while doing a neutral dodge, it says while dodging, but I've never actually seen it work outside of... Yeah, see, it has to be a neutral or back dodge. And it'll throw a shockwave out, which is pretty good against enemies that can flinch. Yeah, it's nothing too special, but it's useful. And I had points to spend, so why not? Then we have Deafness, which allows me to do basically fast moves in between attacks, which is so... It's a complete waste of stamina, but it is purely for style points, and I love it, and I'm going to keep it. Then we have Deafness Lightfoot, which increases the distance traveled when we dodge, and it increases the damage of deafness, which just seems like a bonus to me, really. Especially for bosses that have attacks that cover a wide range. Oh, that's going to be a lifesaver. I tried using Gust for a while, mainly because... Wait, no, not Gust. No, I didn't. No, I did use Gust, didn't I? Yeah, it was definitely Gust. Right? Pretty sure it was, yeah. Anyway, I used Gust mainly because it has the potential to nullify enemy attacks. The only problem is, like with pretty much everything that isn't... What is the name of that? Just like with everything that isn't reflection, it doesn't interrupt their attack. And you know that's the only thing that really matters to me when it comes to nullifying attacks or parrying or any of that. Oh, right. Speaking of parrying, this one. Howling Blade Punishment also unlocks the ability for Howling Blade to parry attacks when you're triggering it. I have parried so many attacks while fighting revenants, purely by accident, mind you. It feels so, and you actually know when it happens because time slows down and almost comes to a stop, and then action resumes, and it's just you took no damage and you go back to beating on the enemy. How often this is going to be useful outside of revenants? Probably not as much, but again, I put in no effort to actually get it to happen, and I got value out of it. That's good enough for me. Then we have Cold Blood Stamina, which allows us to recover stamina upon performing a brink dodge, which is, it's the thing we're going to be doing anyway. Might as well get rewarded for it. And for further rewards, we also gain some spirit when we brink dodge. Then we have Disciplined Action here, which increases the invincibility duration of our dodge. Basically, the lower our armor weights, the greater the iframes that our dodges have. And frankly, it feels like we have a pretty comfortable window with what I'm currently equipped with, which I'll show off in a little bit. And then Disciplined Action Agility just increases the duration of invincibility further. More good stuff. All the stuff you love, nothing that you don't. I considered Zephyr, but I just don't really think it's going to be that useful. I'd love to see how effective this is against giant enemies. And I would really love to have tested this against revenants, since I'm assuming they basically lock onto you like you lock onto them. And I want to see mainly if I can get behind them while they're blocking and hit them. Just deal any kind of damage, honestly. Let's see. Oh, right. Then we have Blowback, which just deals damage when we perform a brink guard. And then there's Blowback Vengeance, which allows us to do a swift counter strike. If you remember the times we used back when we were using the heavy sword, I had something that worked similarly to this, but it was, instead of a single strike, it was a double strike, and it also had a follow-up that we could charge. I got this for that exact reason, because if I can read like a series of attacks coming, I can basically use Blowback Vengeance in between each strike, provided that I'm actually brink guarding. Then we have Flash Cutter. I don't care about this ability, or this command skill. However, unlike the other ones we have, this only costs 1 spirit, and the parry thing that it does, or nullifying incoming damage more accurately, is much easier to land. That is all. Then there's Flash Cutter Counter. This nullifies incoming damage during the Flash Cutter's attack, and I'm guessing, based on the wording here, it increases the stamina damage they take. I couldn't honestly tell you whether it's the case or not, because I've always had this on. It increases the damage when you break the enemy's stance. I don't know. I just don't really trust the wording here. I would assume, based on the wording, that it's something like, I just read the name of that skill. Retaliation? Reflection. Anyway, I would assume, based on the wording, that it operates similarly to Reflection, in that it deals pretty good stamina damage. Reflection, of course, always going to be superior. I just would assume that to be the case. And this is a lot easier to pull off than Reflection. Reflection is probably something you're only actually supposed to be using against big, obviously telegraphed attacks. But I want to use it against everything, and I just suffer for it, leading me to not use it. Whereas Flash Cutter here, despite it costing me Spirit, but I can get that back pretty quickly, so it's not really a big deal. Flash Cutter works similarly and is easier to land. That's pretty much it for our skills. And, oh, right, before we go on, you'll see in the top right, it says that our mastery level is at 100% and locked at level 28. And it will stay that way until we clear this particular mission. Which, I mean, we're probably more than halfway to the end of it as it is, so that's fine. Now, I bring this up because I've been running around in this particular area back and forth doing the killing that you saw me do, during the example I was trying to pull off a little while ago, leading to me basically having it doesn't show here, leading to me having almost 200,000 lacrima. Now, I know, 200,000. How long have I been playing, and why am I like this? Very good questions I have no answers to. That said, I enjoyed my time immeasurably more than I was expecting. Like, significantly, especially with these weapons. I did this whole killing thing of the enemies back there and then the Revenant over and over again back when I still had the heavy sword equipped. It was a good time. Loved it. Frankly, I got it was 90,000 lacrima before I switched to the dual weapons. And I don't think I've been playing that long. It was maybe close to 2 hours. So, there you go. So, as for our gear, the dual wield weapons, these particular ones are the Pilgrim's dual wield. I chose these even though I have stronger ones around here somewhere. There we go. This one. This is stronger by 15 points, 15 points. However, the Pilgrim's dual wield weapons come with a set effect that I can exploit from my accessories. Most importantly, being the potent blow. Now, remember, we have I think it's Howling Blade, right? Yeah, we have Howling Blade, and that is centered around potent attacks. So getting 15% extra damage on that just for doing it, win-win. I would like the brink dodge damage increase. So and then it stacks twice. Oh, that's just, I really wish I could, but the Cleric's Ring is giving me max health and defense. And not a small amount, because for some reason, if I take this ring off, as you can see in the lower right-hand corner, where my defense rating is, even though the ring only gives me 202 defense, for some really weird reason, I lose 502, and I could not tell you why. I don't have a cleric set effect going. You would see it at the bottom of the ring, just like you would with This one. See? This is part of the Pilgrim set, and all I have to do is put this on, and I get the damage increase when I break dodge. But then I lose 502 defense, and I'm able to take hits right now, so that's just not going to happen. Right. We're also still wearing the defense unit helm because 640 defense. And then everything else is the Bard set because I like drops. Go figure. We've picked up quite a number of just random garbage from killing things over and over again. I don't really care. So that's what we're currently working with. God, I really want to take on another Revenant, but we've been here doing absolutely nothing for far too long. I ran out of stamina, so that got a lot messier than it should have been. And it makes me sad. Oh, by the way, we've leveled the Phantom, I believe it's called. So very, very much during my... Nope. Oh, hey there. Where the frick did you come from? Does that work like I think it does? Yeah. Ghost Relic used to unlock or awaken Adelaide the Philanthropic. Gotta remember these things can be booby-trapped. And this one isn't. Mysterious Glyph dual wield, Butcher's Helm, and Butcher's wrist thing? Yeah, Butcher's Gauntlets. Health is critical, damage increase, swift attack. This is best for dual wield, which would make sense given everything that we just got was part of, or had Butcher in it, in its name. Swift attack damage multiplier, that's actually pretty good. Attack gain chain for and stacking 5 times, but I don't know what that's intending to do. Oh, the 6-piece set for this is pretty good, increasing the Howling Blade damage, which is pretty much what we get from the Pilgrim set, but then I'd have to get rid of the Bard set, and then I'm wearing armor that's probably not great for me. I do love 721 total defense, though. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Now, I don't know if the Bard set affects boss drops or not. So I actually want to try fighting a boss. It probably doesn't, since they seem to drop just everything anyway. But I wouldn't mind getting more. Plague resistance 50. Oh, that's the Nomad set. What about the Butcher's set? Swift attack. Okay, so that's a lightweight set. That's okay, you get extra defense from frontal attacks, which would pretty much be all of them. Okay. Oh, right. I guess we could check the... Doesn't have more damage, though. Not great. Yeah, I came from that way. No one with a bow aside from this guy here. See what I'm talking about with how fast it feels? Most games where you have dual wielding just don't manage to pull that off, and it makes me sad.
Frank, you not have a father? How could you be so cruel to an old man?
I have no idea, now that I think about it. I have no idea how I'm supposed to actually address worms once they start becoming a threat again. I don't have an answer for them. The heavy sword, I could just charge a heavy attack, take care of them almost in a single hit. With these weapons, I don't have that sort of an attack. I mean, I have the axe, but I don't think that'll work until they're above ground. The phantom additional attacks won't work for the same reason until the same circumstances are in place. Do we have anything we can use? Just something. I think it would have to be a heavy attack. Yeah, I don't have an answer for them. The only option we have is to use the javelin, which is not a great solution since I don't really like spending spirit. Ooh. As you'll have seen while I was playing with the heavy sword, I'm kind of stingy. No, we're not doing that. Come along. I guess he just forgot I was here, but he's now on high alert. Okay, one thing at a time. I don't know if we're supposed to go down or up. Yeah, looks like we can go down because that looks like an actual whole other thing. Like I said, that's pretty good damage. Would have been a lot better if I personally hadn't taken so much, but you live and you learn. Or you don't, and you die, and you revive, and you learn. I really want to upgrade weapons, but I just don't see any reason to spend those resources until I'm just getting weapons that weapons whose stats don't increase any further, like the highest possible tier with the highest possible stats. Huh. Oh, there's a chest over there. How do we get down there? This should be... Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's... Hey there. Hey there, beautiful. You've got very nice eyes. Last heal. Well, My heart was in my throat. I don't know about you guys. Actually, I don't see a real point for that. I'm coming. Got him. Not booby trapped. No ambush. All right. So, what did we learn from that little engagement with the mini-boss? I don't remember what the proper name of them is, but that's fine. Well, one, keep heals, I guess. Don't take damage. Vigor. Always vigor. And then, once you get the stacks maxed, use the burst, please, because I keep forgetting. I tried, when he did the unblockable, I tried to counter it using, I don't remember what the name of that skill is, because it doesn't matter. Flash Cutter. I tried using Flash Cutter to parry it. I don't remember if it's even possible for that to be, well, not parry, but to nullify it. I don't know if it's actually even possible for it to do so. It should be fine against those. The dogs will be a minor headache. Do we have any archers to worry about? Not from the look of it. Oh, right. So I'm also recording this in at 60 FPS. So if there is no video and things just go terribly and there's just no video for you guys, you won't even notice. There we go. But if it does work, I'm hoping that it will cut down on the rendering time for future videos. Not just this, but Atomfall as well. Running. I ran out of stamina. I ran out of stamina. This upsets me. Pretty sure this is the way forward. I would just run through all of these enemies, but I've seen that their leash range can be pretty concerning. Now, we're not worried about those guys. Then we want to go up here. still taking way more damage than I want to. No, we also haven't killed nearly as many people as we did before, so it kind of stands to reason that we haven't taken as much damage. Now, I don't know why it's sometimes that dash attack from a swift attack into a dodge into another attack sometimes targets another enemy, and sometimes it'll just send you off to the moon. I don't really have that much of a problem with it. All you have to do is lock on and it works every time. That, and there's this thing up here. Why would I think there's a worm there? I don't think you can ever be too safe.
Why not kill him right away?
I mean, too careful, not too safe.
One of my men. Pavel, what are you planning?
So there's someone behind the door, obviously. Listening out for someone drawing a bow. What am I looking at here? Hey there, fresh meat. You remember the thing I was talking about earlier where I was saying how Howling Blade parries even though I don't have to put any effort into it whatsoever and it'll just happen? Yeah. Sort of like that. Oh, that was another way here. Cool. Ooh, I am hungry. I don't see anything, but Lord knows that doesn't mean there isn't something. So yeah, I'm definitely liking the dual-wield weapons. Also, you see how much I've leveled up Keshta here. To the point I currently have extra stamina recovery of 26%. Yeah, I like Keshta. I would like to awaken him, but That just doesn't seem to be in the cards right now. Oh, right. There's the other one. The philanthropic. Health recovery. Yeah, I don't care about that, but I'll unlock her just the same. Is there anything else we need to do? Let's see how long this has been going. Ooh, just under an hour, so it looks like we keep going. After all, I did ramble on earlier about what skills I had equipped and everything. So why not, right? What really unnerves me is that I'm hearing all of this shuffling and huffing and breathing. Come along, buddy. This bud's for you. I parried something again by accident. Nullified? Let's check really quickly. Yeah, it's a parry. And parries do stamina damage. And that's alright. Oh. We can fix your little red wagon right now. Oh, that's much worse than I thought it was. It's not like he's going anywhere, though. So, let's see. I just got money for some reason. And they forgot I exist. Oh my. I was hypnotized by the pile of bodies behind me. There we go. And action. Frick. There we go. All according to Keikaku. Oh, that was a lot closer than I had intended. And frankly, the Still don't remember it. Flash Cutter was a Hail Mary. It was without question a Hail Mary. I had so many options for dealing with the guy, and the one option I just kept choosing was play sloppily. I'm nothing if not consistent. Okay. I'm pressing. I had a quarter of a bar of stamina left. Maybe 20%. And I go for the dodge attack in order to close the distance. And I attack, but nothing happens and I die. Could this be frustration? Wrong way, buddy. I managed to beat the boss and then die to a trash mob. Very little frustrates me as much as that. And I took way too much damage there, just to be honest. Okay. Good enough. What? I know what I'll do. I'll go for a jump attack. His bad idea never saw the light of day. Of course. Wait, so where am I supposed to go now? Ah, never mind. Don't you love it when questions answer themselves? No way this isn't booby-trapped. It isn't. Okay. Necklace of Good Fortune. I guess I'll check that out. No. So we go back, and then we go play with all of the doors we passed on our way here. Stomping something or other. I don't think there are any doors back that way, so we can access this, heal up, and then take a look around. Back the way we came. Unless I can't get back up there. Ah, that's it. And now, since my spirit charges are more valuable than ever, and we have skills that are worth the using and frankly expensive as all get out, on top of the fact no way there isn't someone back here. There it is. Get it, buddy. Oh dear, that's dog. What's that sound? Oh, that's what that is. It's above me there. I mean, why make it a whole thing if I don't have to? Is there even a way for me to get up there? Where does this go? You sound miserable. I'm guessing these can be opened somehow, from somewhere. Is that the sound of water? That's right, take your sweet time. Not as if we're working with a time limit here. No, I don't think I will. And then watch it turn out that that's not actually where I need to be going, so... So I could have gone down there and got whatever was there, but instead I chose to All right. That went exactly how I wanted it to. Zip zoom around the corner and then stuck him like a pig. I think that's it for everything down there, aside from that door. That initial hit did 2,500 damage. Yes, I know, he's a trash mob. I get that. I get it. I understand it. But it still feels pretty good.
That lord of ours. What's a coward? I heard he's skulking in the castle cellars.
Oh, this is a dead end. So yeah, I was right. We go down into the cellar. But is there any reason for us to still be up here? Aside from that sound, head back up. Is there even a way for me to get up there? I think there might. This isn't the right way. This is through the door I unlocked with the key. So I need to go this way. Ah, right. Okay, we'll do it this way. Well, I mean, good for them being able to still see me through the wall. One is easier than two. Now, I heard that. See, it's in there, but I have no idea how to get there. And since I'm here, I may as well deal with them too. So I don't understand. I know where it is, and I have no idea how to get to it. I don't know what to do here. Huh. Well, frick. Screw it, I guess. Oh, right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us today. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen. We will be back. This goes up Thursday. So, we will be back next week with more. And also, I've been thinking I should probably switch to just playing a single. I've tried it before. I've tried playing a single game before in order to get through it faster. But it doesn't always seem to work, especially when it's a game with there's a lot of potential for exploration and reward through exploration. I have a problem where I like to wander. And then I end up with things I shouldn't have that make me stronger than I should be in the place where I currently am. And it's a problem that continues to just grow exponentially worse from there. And I love it. I love being that way. So the idea works, and it's one I want to return to. But man, I also do love playing multiple games, which is one of the things I would love to do once we get more subscribers. I would love to be able to upload 2 or 3 games a day, all separate games. For example, it would be, let's see what we have on the list. We currently have Atomfall and the First Berserker. And let's say the third game of the day would be Expedition 33. The first thing that comes to mind. So each of those would just be uploaded. Would each get a single episode a day. All 3 of them. And I guess I'd upload them 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. Have it like that. Oh, I would love to be able to do that. Anyway, that's enough rambling for me. You've had it both at the beginning of the episode and at the end. I've spit roasted your ears long enough. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.